So ES is testing its previous. I guess I better start at the beginning. Hello, everybody. Um, try. I've been waiting for this pullback, waiting. I advised a friend of mine before the market even opened to put in a static limit order at 28,880, and then put a $200 stop loss and a $1,000 take profit. So it would need to move 500 points up from there to get that full $1,000 take profit on one micro. So it would need to move to about right there ish. I think we get there today. This is the next weekly high. That's the next weekly after that, and that's the all-time high. I don't know if we'll go that high, but ES is making all-time highs already. NQ is yet to do that. I'm laser focused on longs, not interested in taking a short here, although you could have. I just don't want to take one. I might miss some opportunity. But what I'm going to do is just mark out my potential breakers as price continues to move down. This one corresponds well with a 15-minute fair value gap. And so I think it could possibly be the pivot point, or we could work into it a little further. We could come all the way down to this fair value gap. I don't know where it's going, but I feel like we're going to end the day on a directional day. London close is coming up. There's all kinds of rules you can apply to this. If the market hasn't reversed by 11, it probably won't. A pullback is not a reversal. A reversal would be that we dip below the open. I think that's highly unlikely at this point. If we look at just regular trading hours, that's what we're looking at. But, you know, anything's possible. We could go back to settlement. We've been barcoding all freaking week long. But all we can do is just mark out our potential breakers and just see, you know, where price goes from there. And what we would be looking for is a fair value gap to close above this yellow line right here. Same with ES. Each time we make a new low, we'll move our line down to the last green candle. See, we just made a new low there, so now we move our breaker down to here. This would be considered our order block. I call it a breaker. Usually an order block is more than one green candle in a row, like it'll be 2 or 3. It shows a block of orders, and that's when you want price to close above it. I just use a 1-minute breaker. It seems pretty accurate most of the time. So that's what I use. Ooh. This looks like a market maker buy model. Up, up, up. So retesting this area, we could go all the way down here. I would expect a rapid pullback if we're going to run stops. We still have another 34 minutes before London close. There, it's basically MOC for London. NQ still has a 15-minute here and a 15-minute there. I would really like to see it push a little lower. It doesn't have to get all the way down here, but I would really like to see it push a little lower. ES is about to validate its breaker, possibly. You make a new low here, then this would become our breaker. So far, we have not made a new low. ES is getting above its breaker here. You can get a fair value gap and hold above it. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, so we got a new one over here. Now see how this is 3 green candles? That would be an order block. But the emphasis on any order block is the very last candle in the run. So that's what I would call a breaker right there. It's so aggressive. The moves up are so aggressive. It may be difficult to get in. I might just have to mark it in rather than expecting price to trade back down to my fair value gap today. So this would be an order block for ES as well. Three green candles going up. Now I'd expect it to make a new low and then surpass those, but it may not. We're also dealing with all these PD arrays to the downside, and the potential breaker for it is here. It's 10 o'clock. That's the top of the hour candle, brand new 15-minute candle. We have a potential fair value gap here. A potential one forming here as well. Okay, so optimal entry here would be right here if this candle respects it. It looks like ES just, or NQ just put up a little one so far right there, but it may fill it in. So we have to see what this candle is going to do before we jump in head first here. I'm going to put a little line here for just sell side liquidity there and there. All right, so we have a new low. Well, not quite. We didn't make a new low yet. Let's see what ES is doing. It's got another new low. So that would put our breaker way up here. And this entire thing be our order block. ES made a new low. NQ did not make a new low. Could be a potential SMT. I think NQ takes this at least, maybe these. You think of all those people that have been long in London and their open session is about to end. They may want to sell their positions off or they may want to buy more. Whenever you think of in terms of buying at a premium, buying at a discount, right now, if you were buying, you'd be at a premium. When we're making all-time highs, I don't know if it matters that much, but big money would want to buy below this halfway point. They don't want to buy on a premium. So they're going to want it to go below here before they go to buying. For NQ, that's going to be a massive move down. I don't think it'll go that far. They're just going to have to buy at a premium. But that also is relative. Premium to what? I mean, it could come all the way back down to here, but I doubt it. It looks like it's pushing back up already. Right here is the 25% mark. It could take that and still remain hella bullish. Might do that. But you can see here, high or low, where ES is making a lower low. They don't have to run in lockstep here. Since this is the lowest low, that's still our breaker there, unless we make a new low. We made a new low in ES with a green candle there, so now we're here. We've retested that weekly high. I can get rid of that line. So anywhere below the 50% line would be considered buying at a discount. I'm going to try to buy at a discount over here on ES. Oh man, I keep moving that stupid thing around. And we did open with a gap up and scream higher. There's always a possibility we could go fill that gap. I'm gonna lock it in place because I keep moving it. Look how NQ is just refusing to go anywhere where ES is just falling out of bed. That's kind of like, that's a decoupled market. Big time SMTs coming up. I still think NQ will poke this low at least, maybe this one, but it's going to do it in one candle, just bam, and then we should see a move back the other direction. I watch all this on a 1 minute chart with higher time frame influence. Oh, that was crazy. The candle appeared and then disappeared and then reappeared. Getting into here would pretty much paint this entire fair value gap. Man, if we could pull back that far, it might go all the way back to settlement. So NQ is still, it never made a new low. It's trying to validate its breaker again with a fair value gap to the upside. We'll see how it does. It did form a little fair value gap right here. I would really, really, really like to see it take that low first. $10.50 macro is complete. I'm going to give it a try here. I'm going to try to buy two right there. I might get smoked. Oh, this is the third candle after. I should have waited for this one to complete. I'm going to take it off. So I have to have this candle respect that fair value gap, which it might, but I entered too early. ES is still trucking down. I want to wait until they recouple. When the NQ is going up and ES is going down, that's just not a good scenario. This is where being patient is mucho importante. A little Spanish lingo for you this morning. All right, we're beneath the 50% mark for ES. NQ is working back down towards it. So at this point, buying ES, you would be buying it at a premium. I mean, you'd be buying it at a discount. We made a new low in ES, so we can trail this down to the last up close candle before the lowest point. Now I'm watching the volume spike right here. When we find the bottom of this run, we're going to see a volume spike. And there was a little bit of one there, but I would like to see it surpass all of these recent candles. Let's see. Yeah, that's the opening candle. So that one's pretty good. That's a pretty good volume spike. And you can see NQ is still not making a new low. So its breaker is still right here. I like the price structure of ES a lot better than I do NQ. But NQ has potential to move. If we can go to this next weekly high from right here where we are, that's 400 points, $800, one micro. So that would be the ideal situation. Okay, so we poked the 50% mark. That's good. We've closed above the breaker again. There is a tiny little fair value gap here. At this point, I would like to see another one up in this area get respected. At least the markets are semi-coupled again. This one went up and this one went up. We're not just going straight down. But that is a major SMT there. SMT is when ES makes a new low and NQ doesn't, and it trailed down, down, down for a long time where NQ was just consolidated from here all the way to here versus that. So this fair value gap right here, we need to see what this candle does. I would prefer to see ES get above its breaker as well with a fair value gap, so then we're coupled back up, and then we can confidently take and hold a trade. The only thing I don't like about this setup is we did not take that 15-minute low, but we don't have to. Let's see what ES did as far as its. So we pretty much, well, we're respecting this 15-minute fair value gap center point right now. All we can do is rely on our system. We can't guess where the price is going. So the following candle after the fair value gap pushed higher, I like to see that. A return to the breaker, or a return to the fair value gap right here, I like to see that. I don't like the fact that ES is still trying to push lower. If it makes a higher low here, then we're good to go. I'm going to put in an order, but I'm going to put it down here just in case we get a Trump tweet. All right, I like it. I'm going to try to buy two right here at the base of this fair value gap. It's a very small one, very small one. Time of day, not the best. Let's see what time we are. It's 10:23. I'm gonna kill it. It's 10:23. London's close is in 7 minutes. We're actually in the London MOC right now. And so the possibility of it really dipping down further is there. But I do like this setup for NQ. All right. Tell you what. I feel like I'm going to miss the move. So I need to just stay out of the market for a minute. Here we have a higher low. That's good. Breaker is still this one. London MOC doing the dance. All right. ES just made a new low, making that the potential breaker. NQ is dipping into its fair value gap. Still haven't made a new low on NQ. This might be the point ES is reaching for. Still fairly decoupled. And we did take out 2 weekly highs. That's the retest of the weekly highs right there. All right, so let's see what NQ did here. It came back down to the breaker. Whoa, boy. Look at there. That's that London MOC coming at you. Come on. Did we make a new low yet? No, we did not. This would be a perfect retrace spot. Either one of these lines right here. Make them full. Oop, we made a new low. Could be there. It was quick, but we made it. That means we have a new breaker in the house. It's right here. And this fair value gap is no longer valid. Are we going all the way back to settlement? ES has pulled back nearly 75% of its move. ES opened here, pushed down. First fair value gap is right here. I doubt we'll go down that far, but maybe going back to 7,800. Made another new low. We're definitely, if we're bullish on the day, buying at a discount here. ES just took out, or NQ just took out that first 15-minute low. Show you on the 15-minute chart. And then we got this one down here we could possibly reach for, and a big fair value gap there. I kind of wish I would have taken my reversal pattern on that short. I'm just laser focused on longs, and I still am. When the markets make it all-time highs, you expect it to continue unless proven otherwise. That's not moving it at all. over here. There we go. Man, the way that was ripping up, I didn't think it'd ever pull back. And now it's pulling back way further than I expected. Made a new low. We have a new breaker. That reversal pattern up here on ES was probably one I should have taken. You can see that's the last red candle before the highest high right here. So that would be the breaker. We closed beneath it with a fair value gap here. If we weren't such an aggressive move up, I probably would have taken that short, because it really, really ripped. Heck, that's 40 points, $5 a point on one micro. Who would have thought it? London MOC is complete. It does have a couple of more minutes. I think that until 10:35 officially is when it would be considered finished. All right, NQ just made a new low. Last up close. All right, ES just made a new low. Last up close there. We're taking out that 15-minute low here. Now we're really dumping. From the perspective of a breaker over here to the downside would be here. First, that's the fair value gap. We did work up back into it and then pulled away here with another fair value gap. So if you were short-minded, you could have caught that move right there. All right. We definitely reacted when we hit this last 15-minute. Had a nice volume infusion. We didn't quite make it to 7,800 over here. And that's okay. We don't have to go to round number. One thing that I haven't said, and I need to say with these reversal patterns, the market has to be moving. You have to have a place to reverse from before you can have a valid reversal pattern. So this is a nice little order block right here. Really nice. If we push down to 7,800, that'll definitely be a good one to mark out. So NQ's made a new low. We move down one more time there. ES is yet to make a new low. I would expect it to hit 7,800. So this whole Fibonacci is just in quadrants, 25% quadrants. This is a 50% of this entire run. And this is 75% of the entire run for the day for ES. That's first presentation. Excuse me. First presentation fair value gap. I think this fair value gap is, and this one right here, that's the one we originally respected. All right, we finally made it to 7,800. Still didn't take out that low, but we're close. We need to dip a little bit below it. We definitely have a new breaker. That little order block right here. I had to hit my cough button there for a minute, and I clicked over here and it accidentally put me an order in. I think it might have worked out. I don't know. How could that have put me an order in if I clicked here? I don't know. So we did not, I don't think we took that low. Let me see. It looks dead equal. $801.50 and 80, yeah, 800. And this one is 800. Yeah, dead equal. Dead equal. You're going to leave dead equal lows down there. Those must be like a 5-minute low. But it's a nice, clean, straight line. I keep pulling that up because I want to make sure I'm not muted. And then sometimes I need to mute it because I need a cough button. We're going to leave dead equal lows right there, huh? Do you really expect me to believe that? If I get my reversal pattern, we're at least going to aim for the most recent liquidity sweep. Both indexes above the breaker. Will it hold? Will it put a fair value gap? Will it leave liquidity above, push down, fail to make a new low, and then pull away with another fair value gap? That's what I'd like to see. These have already been traded through, so I can get rid of them. All right. So we rejected off of that. We failed to maintain a fair value gap above the breaker. That means we have not found bottom yet, but I think we're getting close. Unless, of course, it goes down the rest of the day. The way we've been barcoding for forever. Good. This looks really nice, really nice. I sure would like to see ES take those relative equal lows down there. See if they're equal on a higher time frame. No, it took it on the higher time frame. Just not on the 1 minute. So this could be an attempt to push lower that fails. And then we validate the breaker. And we go up from here. We'd be buying at a premium or sell, buying at a discount rather with regard to the movement of the day. But man, The only reason it would take 7,800 is if there was stops there. Let's look at that hourly candle. Looks like we went up for an hour. Now we're going back down for an hour. Wow. That's crazy. This wick right here is when I'm hoping it gets taken. And if it does, I want to see a big volume spike, and these lows as well. I want to see a big volume spike there. All right, so we just made a new low in NQ. Now we got to move our potential breaker line to there. We made a higher low so far over here at ES. Man, I don't know if I've been this patient in a long time. We actually have an SMT right now. I don't know if it'll remain, but we have one right now. So NQ, I'm going to change the color of that SMT to a purple or something. And then over here we have higher low. I don't know if it'll remain, but that's the way it is right now. All right. Come on. Go down there and take that thing. Just by a tick. Watch the volume when it hits that low right there. See if it spikes. We had a spike here. We have a new low, meaning we have a new breaker. Come on, baby. Come on. There it went. Let's see what the volume does now. Was quite a bit of bump. They both reacted at the same time. Volume's increasing. We have a new low, new breaker for MES. Interesting. Volume increase. I need price to volume increasing as price is moving higher. Time of day. It's right at noon. That means we could have another 30 minutes before all this happens, but the lunch macro might push us higher. Wonder what this would be for the entire daily candle. Why can't we adjust this stupid thing? From the daily perspective, we're right at the halfway point. We're about to make a new low. Really trying to push lower. Really trying hard. It looks like, yeah, ES made a new low. Has a new breaker. NQ's trying real hard to push lower too. But it didn't. Not yet. You got about half battery. First press for NQ is right here. I don't know if it's going to come into play. That would be incredible if it did. At some point, well, I'm just going to have to take a short, I suppose. Laser focused on longs. We did not make a new low over here, but we did over here. That's the noon candle. Price is moving higher, volume is not necessarily. I do like the fact that this ended green. That's quite a push up. Did not make it the round number. We found some buyers, didn't we? But look at the volume. Really not that much different than what it was before. SMT, higher low, lower low. That's all good. Nice, really good push up. We're above the breaker. Can we maintain it? I would like to see it on both indexes. We could just be running liquidity. I would like to see this to get close, but don't take it. And then come back down to the breaker and then go take it. That's what I would like to see. We got it on both indexes now. This is nice. We have to wait for this candle to finish and then the next one to finish to see if we've respected this fair value gap, or any of these for that matter. I would like to see another attempt to push lower fail. See, there's only one little fair value gap there. This one has a volume imbalance. Good. I like to see it continue up after creating a fair value gap. That's good. Now, can we work our way back down into this and respect it? Didn't create a fair value gap over here. We did create a volume imbalance here, but it's not above the breaker. Okay, so that candle respected so far. Moving higher. I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy over here. Just because it has less of a tendency to rip 100 points lower. When NQ takes that high, I'm going to want to kill this. Might want to kill it now. I'm going to put the stop beneath that breaker. This is actually the first fair value gap right here after the breaker for MES. And so far, this candle hadn't finished, so we don't know if it's respected or not. But I'm already in based on NQ's price action. My expectation here is that it continues up the rest of the day, but we may get an attempt to push lower. You can see it, ES is not following suit with MQ just yet. I got to take this off. Come on. Come on. Go run that high. Too early. How much risk do I have on this thing? Nearly 200 bucks. I'm going to take it off. I think we're going there, but I'd rather have more confirmation. I want to see another fair value gap above all of this. We all know how the chop zone works. I would actually be willing to enter NQ after another attempt to push lower. And maybe if we get down around the breaker. We've gone up, we've left liquidity. Can we attempt to push lower and fail? Or are we just going to keep going lower? There's a little volume imbalance right here. I could see us trading down into it. I'm going to get rid of that for now. That is about the halfway point of the day. I'm going to put it right there at the breaker. See if this one reacts here. Might get smoked. Time of day is not right. 12:30 is where we need to be. We're at 12:15. We need this attempt to push lower to fail. Probably early. Time will tell. We did leave liquidity here. We have returned to the breaker. We'll see. I would like to see it pull away from here with another fair value gap, ideally. If it doesn't do that, oh man, I dropped my mouse. If it doesn't do that, then I'm going to have to kill it. Invert this one. So far, it's respecting that one. Maybe we're not dealing with a directional day to the upside. Maybe we're going back to settlement. Anything can happen. Any trade you get into. That's why it's very important not to over leverage. Come on. Fair value gap. Come on. It's making me nervous. I don't want to lose all in front of you, all you guys. All you 0 people watching. Maybe we got one viewer. Dang it, I dropped my mouse again. Come on. Get above it and hold, you dirty rat. Okay, so Another 11 minutes before the 12:30 hits. Can we hold on for another 11 minutes? If we are going higher, this is big money accumulating their positions. But I can't tell you we're going higher yet. All I know is it's a good setup. I would like to see a new high of day if we go higher. Come on, fair value gap to the upside. Let's do it. 8 more minutes. Beautiful. Beautiful. We could end up just ranging here, in which case you'd want to take profit right above those highs. But why would we make an all-time high and then not go revisit? After ranging all week. Nice little fair value gap to the upside. Will it remain? So far, it's holding on. So far, ES is holding above its breaker too. Six more minutes to the 12:30 candle. I gotta go plug this thing back in. We're running out of juice. MES is the one that's made the all-time high today, not NQ. I just expect NQ to have a directional day to the upside after that big move at the open. I could be wrong. Been wrong before. Been wrong many, many times. The hypos, we take these highs, they're 15-minute highs. We take it, we come straight back down. The other hypo is we take it and we go make a new high day. We took it and we didn't stutter. How's volume looking? Let's make this big again. Not a crazy amount of volume, but we are getting a fair value gap to the upside here. If we can break this with a fair value gap, I will try to enter for a new high of day on the MES as well. And watching all that move up and that move down, waiting for this setup right here. I don't know if it's a smart thing to do, but I find it to be more accurate than trying to jump in somewhere and along the way. I mean, when it opened, you could have just bought and held on and made a lot of money, or put in that static order like I told Khalid to do. But you don't know the market's going to do that until it does it. And then you're just looking for a spot to get in. And if you buy, my experience, if I buy as it's going up there, that I buy at the exact time it decides to do a pullback. So we're not just ripping once we've taken this high. That's good. We're not just ripping lower, which means the likelihood of this being a range. This is a good setup. We've got a higher low. We've pulled away with a fair value gap. I'm going to try to enter ES right over here. I'm going to try to do 4 ES. It would be the same as 2 MNQ. And I should wait for this candle to finish. I will. That's candle number 3. Okay, so it respected it. So now we'll try to get in right here at the base of this, one tick above the base of this red candle right here. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong twice, not just once. But one thing I can do is take my risk off over here. What happened to my breaker line? Oh, it's right there at my entry. Right here. That's our breaker right at our entry. Not getting filled yet. More accumulation. I'm gonna I'll try to get filled there. I could actually jettison this idea, but this one's colors outside the line so bad. Yeah, I'll do this one. Break and retest of these highs would be a sweet little deal. We don't want it hanging out here too long. All right, I'm going to chase. Still beneath the fair value gap on my stop. We should zoom from here. We've made it to the 1230 macro. We've already come down, attempted to make a new low, failed, pulled away with a fair value gap. We should be good at least to these highs. I think we go new high of day, but ES pulled back a ton. I don't know if it'll get back up there or not. We just took that 15-minute high and pulled back a little ways. It's a crapshoot. Will we go make a new high of day, or will we continue lower and go back to settlement? That is a long pullback. It's really not that many points. 40 points. MES can do 40 points. We opened and ran up 50 points. That's a really sweet setup on a 15-minute chart too. Attempt to push lower, fails. And now we're working our way higher. Sure would like to see big money step in and start really making these candles rip back up like they did at the open. Is this just big money buying at a discounted price? Or is this just an attempt to push higher that's going to fail? Does NQ go higher and MES doesn't? 2 points away from my entry. That's not very good. Let's see how it responds. I think we could come back down to here for sure. It's definitely not zooming without me, so I'm going to try to get an entry right here. Optimal. And I booked, I think, 25 profit there. I'm just going to leave this one alone. This is the first fair value gap after the breaker. We could definitely return to it. Not very convincing that we're going high. Yeah. Maybe I should just book the profit I got and be happy. It'd be over 200 bucks for the day. Right now, I'm watching this for any fair value gaps to the downside. If we fill this one in, that's a bad deal. We don't want it to do that. We want it to respect it. And if it does do that, then you got to kill the trade. That's all there is to it. So we want this to be respected for sure. And over here on ES, we want this one to be respected. Made it down to the halfway point. Looking kind of scary. This would be our breaker to the downside. If we get beneath it with a fair value gap, we're in trouble. Look at the volume spike on both indexes. Big time volume. Could mean we're going to just offer lower now. Let's wash them out. Yeah. I'll let it play out. If I end the day down $70, it's all right. Tanya Trades always says you don't want to enter until somebody gets screwed over. And that means stops get run. I haven't taken my medicine. I'm going to run in the other room and grab me a cup of water. I'll be right back. Sure wish I would have caught that first move of the day and I could be done right now. Instead, I'm having to sweat out the afternoon push, which is much choppier. You can see both indexes respected this fair value gap right here. And that's a good thing. We can make a new high. We're in business. But we need to make a new high here. Rip down into it. Right now, we're pulling away with the fair value gap if it remains open. What happened to my MES? Did I delete it? There it is. I might be a little grandiose to think we're going to go all the way to there with this limited push to the upside. Time of day's right. 12:30's come and gone. That's when the reversal typically happens for afternoon. Come on, baby. Go make a new high for me. I'm going going to take my risk off over here. All right, I'm going to go get some water. I'll be back. Y'all let me know what happens. Come on, you dirty rat, make a new high. Getting a little energy built up, but no volume. Mm. Come on, baby, come on. Come on with you, come on. Now don't fight fair. Wouldn't that be awesome if it went all the way back up there? Crazier things have happened. I'm more, I'm thinking it's more likely that NQ could do it than it is than ES could do it. But it's also likely neither could do it. It's like molasses in the wintertime. It's a trickle. We're going to take the stairs up and the elevator down. Definitely got a fair value gap to the upside there. Little bit of a gap there. I don't know. Maybe we sweep this high and fall out of bed. Maybe we sweep this high and keep running. Maybe we don't sweep the high at all. Maybe we make a lower high and fall out of bed. Here comes the 1250 macro. Yeah. 1250 macro coming up. It just turned to 1250. So if price is going to move, it should move in this next 20-minute time block. It should at least start making its way where it wants to go. That fib we put on the day, which we pulled back to 50% on MES, 50% of the day. But you could also put one here and say, well, if we're just going to end up ranging here, then 50% pullback of this run down would put us right above this 15-minute candle, right at 78.18. Now maybe we don't expect to get any higher than that. Maybe we put this here and just be happy with it. So we pop the high. Let's see if we continue up or if we're gonna fall out of bed. The MES fell much, much further than NQ did. NQ only took back 25% of its day, where ES took back 75%. After making an all-time high. Round number. I always make a deal with myself, always kill it at round number. I'll let this next candle complete and then decide what I want to do if I'm going to kill it. I think we will move this up to the PD array right there. On a 1 minute over here, what do we have for PD arrays? We have a fair value gap here, so we'll put it right underneath that fair value gap right there. See how it reacted once it took that high? Maybe a bad idea to hold it. Relative equals. Well, if we don't make a new high of day and we just go to there. We got 170 locked in there no matter what happens next. Not much considering the movement off the rip. But better than a kick in the head. Green Day's good. Green Day's good. Now we got relative equals right here too. Oh no, this one's above it. I don't like that. Pulling back to 80 once we hit round number isn't that big of a deal. Pulling back further than that, that's kind of a big deal. There's that fair value gap I was talking about. We're wicking into it now. We going right back into chop zone like we've been all week? Apparently so. We actually validated this breaker right here. Not, we don't have a fair value gap underneath it, but this one's started there. I'm going to take NQ off for now, and I'll leave ES running for a minute. The 1250 macro is not doing me any favors. We're still holding up on this fair value gap though, and that one that from the pull away. This afternoon is chop usually. If we're going to start making an all-time high, I would expect it to start making a new high of day. I would expect it to start making its way towards that area. Of course, when big money gets involved, they can move it quick. And they may be accumulating here, but I don't know. I don't see it. We still got a little skin in the game. If ES wants to get back up into this area. Today is PPI day, Thursday, July 13th. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I know I'm going to have a green day for sure, and green is good. That's our setup right there. We try to push higher here. And we got an SMT on ES and NQ. We had a really nice pullback. It would have been better if I could have caught this run up, but I didn't, and I'm really upset that I didn't. But I mean, I could show you the text message I sent my buddy. Put in a limit order for one micro at 28,880. We still wouldn't have made it that $1,000, but it would have been 800 on one micro. And then put your stop. I told him $200 stop loss. And yeah, could have made 800 bucks. This is really looking like it could go. I might get back in with one if we can fair value gap again to the upside. Yeah, that's looking nice. If we view this as a run on liquidity, this would be our breaker there. So we can just put another line there that we would need a fair value gap closing above right there. Which we're getting one now, but we're also at round number. All right, new high. I'm gonna try to buy one right here. I'm gonna make that yellow just so we're consistent. We may not come back down to it. We're not that far off the high of the day for NQ. relative equal highs on that 15-minute chart. See, I'd have to drop 50 points from here if I just did a market in, chased it. Round number is a good entry. If we get a pullback to round number. It don't look like we're getting any pullbacks. Looks like big money stepped in. That's top of the hour as well. Should I let this one run? See if we can make another all-time high. Or just be happy with a couple $100. I think we should just be happy with a couple $100 over here. And then if this one will fill me at 200 even, I'll have a $100 stop loss. That'll give us enough wiggle room to get down. Well, 150. It'll get down all the way to here. Maybe I get stopped out. If I get 160, it'd still be below. I'm going to put it right there at that fair value gap, 208. All right, there we go. We're filled. I'm aiming for that high with 1 micro. Y'all check your charts when the day is over. Let me know how it turned out in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. The main thing I wanted you to see is patience, entries. This is a continuation entry. We ran liquidity there, so we had to get above there with a fair value gap, and we did. All that's good stuff. I'm going to take 2 of these off at the high of this candle right here. And I'm going to leave the other 2 running. Fingers crossed. There's only $120 left on the bone there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And yeah, y'all can just see what happens. Look at your charts. You'll be able to see what happened. Hopefully we get new high of day. That'll put me up, I don't know, maybe around 500 on the day. Not great considering all the movement we had, but I'll take it. What if we just go to there and we leave the high of day? I'm okay with that too. That'd be 66. I'm not gonna even try this. It can go there. I can be right without being in the market. That'll be about a $500 day if we take that high and those 2 relative equals on the 15-minute chart. And so I'm good with that. All righty. Thanks for watching. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. I love each and every one of you. Until next time, trade well.